Do you know what's really stopping true harmony in the workplace? I'm going to share something with you that affects both managers and employees. So, if you're a manager, employee, listen up. First thing is perspective. There is truth in the trends, and this is something that I'm sharing as an HR professional senior executive that's been in the field for almost 20 years. Truth is in the trends. Most often we find that there is either a manager that has faults within themselves that they just refuse to see and they just think that everyone is wrong, or we find that there's an employee who's gone through several different types of managers only to conclude that that manager is the problem. The trends usually tell you where the challenges are. If you're a manager and you have heard from several of your employees that you're selfish or you're inconsiderate, you can't rely and rest in what you know for yourself. You may see yourself as a generous and selfless person, but the way you communicate something that you're doing is sending the message to those people that you are not caring or you're more selfish. Sometimes that's just a simple clash in styles, and it isn't that what they're saying is correct, but the way they're being treated or the way that they feel is not the same because they're not the same as you. And so you need to pay attention to when more than one person is saying the same thing, because usually there's some truth into that. One-offs you can't do anything about because that's just one person's opinion. But if you have a trend, you need to acknowledge that that's what it is. The same thing on the side of employees. You can't always be the victim, right? There can be a situation where you're the only one that is right and everyone else is wrong. So if you found that you've had several leaders in the past, several managers that have said you have a bad attitude, or several managers that have said that you're lazy or you're not living up or working up to your full potential, then you have to be willing to hear that in its entirety and look into that to see either one, where you're misunderstood, and or two, what you need to correct. So paying attention to the trends gives you great insight to where your shortcomings are, but also could just be what you're communicating and what you need to adjust so that people get the right message. Hope that helps.